And social circle, especially paired with Instagram, that's the one that gets you mostly the keepers because, like you said, the keepers, that's the one tier which is the least represented on online dating platforms. I mean, there are platforms like Hinge, for example, where there tend to be more keepers, but in the end, those girls who are really hot, really beautiful, they are always kind of surrounded by guys, and they don't have this huge need to go on online dating because they already get the attention from other guys. And these are the kind of girls that you have to meet through social circle. And this is where Instagram comes in handy. So if you fix your Instagram and you do all the necessary steps, then you're good to go to build up your fresh new social circle with exactly those type of girls.
Another important point, right? So this is for the guys like who are say like 20% attractive, right? So who are, let's say, tall enough. If you are in Europe, I think if you are anything above 175, like these dating apps can work for you, right? Because you would be at least equal or a bit taller than a lot of women out here. But if you are like in your 160 centimeters or like if you are below 5'7", it can be a big challenge, especially in Europe, right? So if you are, your face doesn't look like a Chad, right? If you are not very tall, then you need to go even heavy on social circles, showing more status. Like you have to compensate. So
Yeah.
I was thinking it's like shallow, but like, why do girls care about their height?
Yeah.
But you have to also like empathize, right? Why do men care about their beauty, right? Why do we treat a 9 different than a 4?
Yeah.
Like we don't even care if a 4, does something, right? So it's the same thing. The way beauty is to men is the way, women see height. It's like all genetics. Just like a 4, she has to be more funnier to grab your attention.
Yeah.
She has to do something
Yeah.
extraordinary. She has to cook for you. She needs to dress well for you to so that you can you take her notice. As women, they are not like the most attractive in their 35 compared to when they're 25. But as men, you have much like your season to prime is like much longer. Like you can also be very attractive in your 40s. If I'm like 165, right, 1 meter 65, what I would do is I would go heavy on status. I would see that I've procured some resources, do more pre-selection. That's what I would focus on if I am on the lower end, because I'm more genetically gifted, so I have to cover that up in another way.
And I've seen it a lot with other guys who are shorter and then they have to do something to compensate it. Either they're going to the gym heavily and they're focusing more on the gym bunnies and show off their great physique, or they just focus on status. They get great looking pictures, develop a great social circle with other high status and valuable men. And once you're there, once you're surrounded by those kind of people, and of course surrounded by other beautiful girls, other girls will notice at you. So there are multiple of examples we experienced as well in the past 2 years where we met some guy where he was way older, where he was way too short, but still girls enjoyed his presence, right? And humor is, for example, a big thing as well. So especially as a guy, when you're extraordinary funny and you know how to make a woman feel comfortable around you, that's a big plus point, and not every guy knows how to do that.
So you have to always as an advantage. For example, there are like leaders like Putin. I know like he's like very short, like he's like 5'7" or 5'8", which is I think in meters like 172 or something. Even like Max Chornov, he used to be a big RSC dating coach. He's also like 168. He's like below 170. He's like 5'6". So there are men who have done it. Instead, you have to be able to, as Max said, your social skills, the way you command attention is to be unique, right? So because there are still girls who are in their 160s, right? So it's a challenge, of course, but you have to use all the cards in your favor, right? Which can give you the maximum chance, because it's going to be hard, right? As a guy who's on the shorter end, to be able to navigate this online world, especially, or if you are unattractive, do everything, lose your body fat. Like you cannot be short, fat, broke, and bald. Like you cannot be all those things, right? That's like the worst, right? So you need to be able to have something. If you don't have one thing, like you need to be able to compensate in the other ones.